Do you hear a clicking or a grinding sound when you turn the key? Is your engine cranking slowly or not at all? Well, these are signs that you might be having a problem with your starter. But how can you tell for sure? The truth is, there are a number of possible causes, so it's important to check under the hood to make sure that the starter is really the issue. In this video, we'll go over the basic steps required to determine if you need to replace the starter on your vehicle. Since we'll be working under the hood, it's important to observe basic safety precautions. Set the parking brake and be sure automatic transmissions are in park and manual transmissions are in neutral. To avoid burns, allow your vehicle to cool before doing any type of repair. Don't wear loose clothing or jewelry that could get caught in moving parts or might bridge electrical connections. And finally, you should always wear proper eye protection. Before we start checking under the hood, let's take a closer look at some of the common symptoms you might be experiencing. You could be hearing a clicking noise when you turn the key. This indicates that the starter is not getting enough electrical current to operate properly. That could mean a bad cable connection, a bad battery, or a bad starter. You might hear a grinding noise when you turn the key. This is caused by the starter not engaging properly with the engine and could mean a bad starter or a problem with the flywheel. Your starter might not turn as strong as it normally does. Usually this is because the battery is undercharged and can't provide the power necessary to turn the motor over. Or when you turn the key, it might not do anything. These are all signs that you might need to replace your starter. But before you do, it's important to make sure that it isn't something else instead. Now, let's take a look under that hood to review the basic procedures to find out if you need a new starter. First, ensure that the battery is good and has a full charge. A bad battery could be the problem, not the starter. This is always the first thing to check. If your battery isn't fully charged, put it on a charger or take it to your local AutoZone store for free charging and testing. If your battery isn't fully charged, it could also be that your alternator is bad. If the alternator can't maintain the battery's charge, the starter won't get enough power to turn over the motor. To learn more about checking the alternator, see our video, When to Replace Your Alternator. Next, let's do a visual inspection. We'll start by checking all of the fuses and fusible links. A blown fuse interrupts the flow of electricity and could be causing a charging system problem. Locate the fuse box and make sure there are no blown fuses. Most vehicles use fuses that look like this. You can see if it's blown by looking for a gap or a break in the wire filament. Some vehicles have fuses embedded in wires. These are called fusible links. If you have one of these, you should test it with a voltmeter to make sure it's good. Since resistance could be preventing the regular flow of electricity through your charging system, it's important to check if that could be the problem. Second, check the battery cables. If you see corrosion, then remove the battery cables from the battery, clean them well, and reconnect them. Always disconnect the negative terminal first, and when reconnecting, always reconnect the negative last. If the cables are worn, frayed, or damaged, they should be replaced. Finally, check the connectors to the starter. If they're loose, make sure you tighten them so they're snug and secure. And again, if the cables are damaged, they should be replaced. If everything checks out okay, then there's a good chance that you need to replace your starter. To verify that your starter has gone bad, take it to your local AutoZone store where we can perform a quick test for free. If you're ready to replace your starter or just want to see basic information on performing the job, watch our video, How to Install a Starter. You can also find installation instructions for your specific vehicle on AutoZone.com or just stop by your local AutoZone. Remember, do it yourself doesn't mean you have to do it alone. Thanks for watching.